Welcome to the Coffee Clutch, a social gathering for good conversation over a cup of coffee. If you haven't been with us here before, I hope you subscribe and push the like button. Today's old saying is quality, not quantity. And I love these old sayings. If you haven't been with me before, I love them because they impart some incredible wisdom that's been around for thousands and thousands of years. Today's old saying is from Aesop Fables, which is thousands, it was before Christ. That's a long time. And we share and continue to share a lot of the same human desires and challenges and problems. We're not all that different. And that's why I think these can be so much fun. And they impart, like I said, a lot of wisdom in a very small snippet. So today, quality over quantity. Now, I don't really agree that this is correct in all situations. And in fact, as a young lady, I had to consider how I was going to spend my money very carefully when I would go shopping. Yes, I might like to buy and be drawn to maybe a beautiful blouse that was quite expensive and good quality, when I could forego that beautiful blouse and possibly pick up several other blouses for the same amount. So I had to give consideration to that. Me being me, always went for the quantity and not the quality, in large part because it didn't make much sense to only have one blouse to wear every day. I needed to have a larger assortment of blouses, as most of us do. So in situations like that, sometimes quantity is more important than the quality. But that's not really what I think we're talking about in this particular situation. And let me read you the Aesop's fable. It is from the Lioness and the Vixen. And a mother fox and the lioness were boasting to each other about their young when the fox pointed out that where she gave birth to a litter of cubs each time, the lioness had only one. But that one is a lion, responded the lioness. So clearly she's talking about the substance, not just the quantity of an object, but the substance of that object. That lioness was going to be rather mighty as compared to the fox. And what do we take from that? Well, what I wanted to impart to my children when I talked about this, and it was brought up over the years from time to time, I wanted them really to understand this is more about the quality of things that you don't buy. It's the quality of relationships, friendships, family, marital relationships. That any relationship in particular, the quality is so much more important than the quantity. And what do I mean by that? I mean, what do you bring to those relationships that make those relationships valuable? I had a number of kids, as you know. I had 8 children, and 2 of my daughters were faced with very interesting dilemmas, which were very similar, each at around the 5th grade level. Both daughters were approached by their group of friends that they had been friends with for some time. Each was told if they continued to be friends with one particular young lady, they could no longer be friends with the larger group. Can you imagine? What an ugly thing. Now the good news is these young ladies grew up to be fine women, and we do grow out of things. But in that moment in time, it was about, like I said, the 5th grade level. This was very important. And my daughters had to learn very important lessons. Each was faced actually with a little bit different of a dilemma. They were slightly different because my one daughter was actually very good friends with the young lady she was being told to walk away from. My other daughter was really not good friends with the girl she was being told to ignore and not be good friends with. So their situations were a little different. For the first, who was friends with the girl she was being told to walk away from, The decision wasn't so difficult because she had a true friendship with this young lady, and she was not really interested in being told that she couldn't have a friendship with her any longer. And in fact, she on her own recognized that the quality of the friendship with that one girl far exceeded the quality of the larger group. And so her dilemma wasn't all that difficult, though it was a painful situation. And she chose wisely. She chose to remain with the friend that she had had for some time, and they have continued to be friends all the days of their life, and good friends. Now, the other daughter who was faced with being told to walk away from a young lady who she really wasn't all that good of friends with, but she knew that the young girls that she was friends with were not really truly friends if they were going to tell her to do this, really just to be mean, just to ostracize someone. And I know children do these things, they do, and it is painful, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't do these things. So she too recognized that while she really wasn't going to remain friends with this girl for any great length of time because they weren't that good of friends to begin with, she realized it was more important for her to be a good friend, that the quality also is about her. Is she a quality friend? Is she a quality person? And she did walk away from the other group because she recognized that that was not a group of people she wanted to be around, that they did not really bring a true friendship into her life, and she wasn't interested in that. And I was pretty amazed because they were very young when this situation came up, and they're several years apart, so it was a totally different group of kids, and I was so surprised that it had happened twice. I was very proud that I felt that they had each made the proper decision, and that I didn't even have to tell them what the proper decision was, but I did listen. I listened a lot to what they had to say, and they did feel rather torn that the whole situation had even come up. But in that situation, they learned it was quality over quantity. And again, not even just about the other person, but about themselves as well. That quality speaks to being a virtuous person, a charitable person, honest, forthright, all the things that are part of the natural law on the hearts of all of us. Everybody out there, regardless of who you are or what you think, has this natural law written on your heart that draws you to a virtuous person, a kind person, a honorable person. We don't debate whether or not those things are good or bad. We all know they are good, and it's what we're drawn to. And I really believe that when we're talking about quality as opposed to quantity, we're talking about those things that you cannot purchase. It's those things that you develop within yourself, and that the respect and the love that you earn throughout life, because people grow to love and respect you because of the way you are, and they see that quality in you. So I hope you can take from this today a little bit of wisdom. Remember that it is quality and not quantity. So the things you do, make them valuable. Don't spread yourself so thin that you're giving quantity, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're doing whatever else, but that you can't bring real quality and expertise and virtuous behavior to any one thing because you're running around like a crazy person. Take these old sayings, apply them to your life, and you will find that they will help give you some order in your life. And remember, quality, not quantity. I hope you come back to visit. Hope you subscribe and push the like button. Have a beautiful day.